Why am I making this video? Why am I doing this even though it's just for me? So I am starting this video series because I want to keep track of changes that are hopefully going to be happening for me. In March, I finally came to the realization that I am transgender. FTM, which means female to male, in case you don't know. What that means is that I was assigned female at birth and have realized that my actual gender identity is male. I don't know why it took me so long to figure it out. I'm 34. I figured it out probably about a week before I turned 34. I know everybody figures it out in their own time. It's kind of tricky because I don't see a lot from other people who have started later. So I realized that in March. I've been talking to my doctor and my therapist and all of that since I came to the realization. What made me really realize it was the fact that I one day came to the realization that I was so upset with my chest and how my body looked and all those things that I was finding myself actually hoping for some kind of a lump or tissue abnormality or something that I could then go to my doctor and say, see, I need these removed. And that was what really actually made it click for me, is that I would prefer to chance a awful possibility of maybe getting a really bad illness just to get rid of my chest. That's how uncomfortable it makes me. I've been using binders and things since I was, like 18, I think, roughly 18, 19, probably closer to 19. At which point I was in a community that is very open and, I mean, it was a nerd community, so I was going to conventions and things all the time. Well, they call it cross-playing, was not unusual in that community, so I dressed masculine a lot and played a lot of, well, costumed as masculine characters a lot, and that's when I started doing any chest binding, anything like that. But that's about when all the ideas, I think, started, but I kept pushing them down because that's not what that is. And I came from Idaho, which there's not a lot of visibility there. It took me until maybe my early 20s to really meet anyone in the trans community to realize that was like an option. And I think the reason why it took me even longer to realize I was part of it was because I kept rationalizing everything to myself like I'd been doing my whole life. And it's not really something that you like let yourself think. I know some people know it really early on, but I did. But at the same time, I didn't realize that's what I knew. And it took me a lot of introspection and a lot of just going over everything in my head and then realizing this moment of wanting this to change so much that I was hoping for a possibly life-threatening event. And that's what finally kind of clicked it for me. Also, the fact that, like, I found out everybody kind of has their own experience. There's no one way to be, well, anything, but particularly trans. And it took a lot for me to kind of realize that. I just had a lot of internalized, I wouldn't call it transphobia, I would call it misconceptions. I had a lot of internalized misconceptions about what it meant and how you were supposed to feel and all these things. And that's not how exactly I was feeling, so I thought I couldn't be correct. It wasn't until I started really talking to actual trans people in different communities that I realized that there's so many different ways to be in the community. Sorry, I'm trying to sit up straighter. I have a tendency to hunch, particularly when I'm talking about my chest because I feel like I'm trying to make it smaller. All of this to say, I have figured out that I am a trans man. Recently got to talk to my doctor and he prescribed me on to starting my testosterone regimen. I had a lot of background kind of already of living as a different gender representation because I'd had my friends start using he, him pronouns for me for about 3 years beforehand. And I've been talking to my therapist for the last 2 years, trying to figure all of this out. And because I just had enough background and I really did the research and I understood what I was getting into, it didn't take me that long with my doctor to get the prescription, which was nice. So I'm officially started as of June 2nd, 2023. That was my first injection. I am supposed to be doing it every 2 weeks. So I do a 1/2 ml of testosterone CYP. That's a generic for something, but I don't remember. It's on my medication bottle. Yeah, and it's been about a week. So this is officially my first week. I don't feel like I've noticed a lot. Obviously it's only been a week and I'm on 1/2 ml every other week. So I don't think I'm going to notice a lot of big changes until it gets a little later. But I wanted to start recording and start doing these kind of check-ins, if only just for myself, so I can hopefully see the progression as we go through. It'll be really interesting to get used to if my voice changes. It should change. I'm actually really excited to hear what that's going to sound like. I think it's going to be more obvious if I take videos like these and then kind of play them back to back, because I don't know how much I'm going to notice it. And on top of also starting tea, I'm starting a workout regimen with a friend of mine because I'm just trying to get in better shape because Lord knows I'm in terrible shape. But I wanted to start doing this series. I don't know if I'm going to post it or not, but mostly because I feel like there's not enough necessarily, well, I guess that's not entirely true. I feel like sometimes there's not enough story from the trans men in the community, and a lot of the time they started transitioning when they were younger, which, not to say it's that different, but I guess I wanted to make it visible that you can realize things a little later in life. I'm not like ancient, but 34 is not 15 or 19 or when most people seem to start transitioning, at least the ones that have been more visible to me anyway. There's probably a lot of other creators who are a little later in life. I was going to wait until I got a better camera and a better microphone to do all of this, but I decided to say screw it. I'm not going to wait that long for new equipment and all that stuff. I decided I'm just going to start making the videos. So, so far I have all of my friends. I've come out to all of my friends. They've all been amazing about it. I have a very good support structure around me. My friends are fantastic. And then about a week after I really officially realized I came out to my family. So far it's actually been pretty good. There's a lot of, questions just due to ignorance and lack of exposure and things like that. My mom has been a rock star. She's always been a rock star though for my life, because I also came out as bisexual when I was 22. So it's not completely different for me to be in the LGBTQ plus community. But I have a really good community around me. My friends are fantastic and my family is doing pretty good, I think, with all the changes that are going on. I think it's gonna get different as we just kind of keep going on this journey together. I mean, it's really new right now because it's, 3 months, maybe, of me starting this new point in my life and starting this new journey. And I am noticing that some of them are not reacting badly, but having more questions and concerns now that the physical part of transitioning is becoming a reality, since I've now officially started hormones. So it's hitting them a little different, I think. Again, I don't think anybody's necessarily reacting badly. I just think that there's a little bit of just confusion, a little bit of fear just for what this will do to me and what this will do to my body and what this will do through everything like there. And for the most part, though, they're still very understanding, and they're very open to being with me on this journey. It's probably gonna be a bit of a bumpy road, which I was expecting. Like, I don't think anybody comes into this community expecting an easy ask, expecting people to just be, oh yeah, no, perfect all the time. You know, I don't think you get into this any of part of the queer community and expect to be just automatically accepted. I don't think that's true. Particularly with the trans community right now, there's a lot which I'm not going to talk about because it makes me sad. And I'm fortunate enough to be in a fairly blue state that is very progressive with their healthcare. I'm grateful for that because it also means that I'm not going to have to put myself in debt forever to get the medical costs covered. It's far more likely that I'll actually be able to get my chest surgery and all my hormones covered completely, which is amazing. I don't know yet if I'm going to opt for bottom surgery. Currently, I don't think so. That's never really been part of my body dysphoria. It's really just been my chest and my voice, and I'm really excited actually to hear my voice drop. Little nervous too though, because I've sounded this way for 33 years and I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to sound like. So this is also kind of just so I can go back and hear what I sounded like and see the progress update. So hopefully, I'm planning to do these once a month as I go on, and then probably about at the year mark, I'll probably switch to once a year until it doesn't feel necessary anymore. We'll see how long that is. But yeah, so I just wanted to come out and share my journey as I'm going. I'm starting officially, which is great. I'm really excited about that. It's been a big weight off my shoulders to finally be officially started. But I'm really excited. I hope you will join me on this journey. If not, that's fine. That's cool. These are really just for me anyway. But if you want to come along, that's awesome. I hope you have an awesome day. I go by CPanda Art on all of my social medias because I mostly do art. Normally. It's been a bit of a up and down lately because, creative energy has a hard time thriving when your brain is on fire. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful life. Whatever you're doing. And I hope to see you again. All right. Bye.